your shirt off. Take your shirt off. Plenty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Shirtless Plantain Show. I'm Scams. That is
Puneet.
Cool. We have a very special guest with us, a very good friend of mine. Some of y'all might know him, and if you don't, that's your problem for not knowing him. You should know better. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Tyler Tynes with us. What's going on, Tyler?
Scams, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, sure. Hey,
Scams.
Look, I ain't gonna mess up your show. I'm a guest, so whatever y'all call him on here, that's y'all business.
You know the government, you're not gonna share that though.
Hey, I mean, look, man, however you make the money is how you make the money, but that ain't my prerogative.
Listen, Scams, Toasting, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me my first legal name. Don't do that.
Don't call me broke either.
Absolutely not. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm blessed. Don't you see me? Come on.
I do. I see. You got a whole lot of gold on. Very, very proud of you.
Playing.
Let's get it straight into it. Kind of, obviously, we know who you are, but kind of tell people who obviously don't know who you are, kind of who Tyler is.
Yeah, I think, I grew up on the north side of Philly. If you
Absolutely.
know anything about me, any story like anybody else in Philly, grew up rough, went to a nice school, went to a solid college, started in journalism really on the internet when I was about 17, 18 years old, and freelanced all the way through college while playing sports and having a job, having two majors at the same time. And so definitely wasn't a simple joint at all, but we made it work.
Yeah.
Did a few internships and, got real successful in a few short years. So it's not too bad.
It's amazing. And a lot of people look at your career and get jealous or they're like, dang, how do I do that? You have any advice for people trying to make it in journalism or trying to get into sports and things like that?
No, I mean, only in the sense that I think the immediate question you always have is, well, how do you do this? How do you replicate success, right? And you can't. Everybody has a different way and a different path of how they get to the thing that made them the most successful, right?
Yep.
And it would be a lie if I sat here and told somebody, this is what you need to do, when the market from when I was in college to now has changed so much. So
100%.
It's really hard, man. I mean, I don't know how to make TikToks and make money, so it's difficult for me to tell somebody, oh, here's how you be successful in an industry that is rapidly evolving.
100%.
So it is no one way, but in the most cliche word, in the most cliche way, you got to work. You got to work the margins until there's nothing left. I think in everything in a lot of different walks of life, it's about willingness. You know what I mean? So if you're unwilling to do the thing, all the nasty shit, all the racism that comes with it, all the nasty shit that comes with it on the opposite end, no matter where you work at, especially if you're black, if you're brown in the field, and I can only speak for being black, right? As long as you're willing to walk up that mountain, you'll never have a problem. But that's the difficulty, right? Because everybody is not equipped to do so, and everybody shouldn't do so. And so, tough, man, because I don't know what it's like to work at CBS right now, let's say. I don't know what it's like to work at the New York Times right now or something like that. And so, everybody's path got to look different. But if you have it, if you're willing, if you got the people to hold you up in the industry, if you can get through the storms, multiple, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's a really big ask, ain't it?
It is. I mean, you said that, it just reminded me of 08. I remember when I was in college and you told me in 2008, you had a chance, make money off the internet, writing and doing whatever on the internet, talking about sports in 08.
Mm-hmm.
You know damn well
It was such a foreign concept back then. And like you said, man, the bare bones part of it is you got to put the work in and keep grinding no matter what.
Yeah, it's consistency. I remember even to watch soccer back in college, you had to use dial-up. You remember we had to use you had the Ethernet cable.
So we got lucky because that's around the time Fox Sports still had the coverage. So you could turn it on. It wouldn't be like, you got to sign up through 4 different services now to watch one game.
Yeah, one place. But then even then, it's you had the laptops that were thick as this table. It's big laptops was trying to watch soccer. So landscape has changed for sure. So right now, congratulations on Forbes 30 for 30.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Let's start off there.
Thank you.
That's an amazing thing.
How many sports writers made the Forbes list? I mean, look, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
again,
all I'm saying.
put the work in.
Shine on
things
it, man.
happen. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I woke up and saw it and I was like, man, listen, I should call this fool. I know he's busy, but I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy.
Did anyone tell you that was coming? That completely blindsided you?
Nah. I was smoking some weed at 8 a.m. and I was just vibing. And next thing I knew, I was added to some secret Slack and I see 700, 800, how many other people in here saying congratulations. So,
That's
there you
an
go.
amazing
God's
look.
plan. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. And also congratulations on the late times. I know that's official now. So
We can now say
look,
that.
Yeah.
a lot of congrats.
Hey, listen, man. Sometimes you gotta give people their flowers. Deserve it. You know, we all know like it's hard as shit to like work in the industries that we work in and do what we do. So when you're getting this recognition, you deserve your flowers, even when you're not getting it, because we all know the work that you put in. We've seen it.
Yeah, no, it's a tough grind. I think as much is seen, quadruple is unseen, right? Like how hard you have to work, what you have to sacrifice, what you have to go through, the editors, the people, the coworkers, the talent. If you're working at a magazine, it's really hard to sell somebody else on your own vision, right? Because they'll never 100% buy in. And I think a lot of the consistent critique I've always got has been from editors who feel like, you know, the work is either too personal or the work is outside of the depth of what they could understand or what's been in the place before. And it's tough because any editing to me is going to feel personal because this is the only thing I feel like I can do.
Yeah.
Right. This is what I feel like I woke up to do every single day and I get joy out of that.
Yeah.
And so if my work is centered around Black folks and Black athletes and white editors who might not rock with me or who might not see the value in my work or who didn't want me to be there in the first place, if their idea of me and what I do is so less than, I'll never succeed. Right.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm not writing for the people who coincidentally really seem to enjoy the work. Right? Like I definitely couldn't tell you that I go out here and say, oh man, all these white boys on Twitter or on Reddit or wherever, right? They say I'm a racist. They say I'm not shit. They say all this shit, fuck your mama, all this shit, right? Yeah. If that had affected me at all, the work would change, right? But at the end of the day, it's about your constituency, who you do it for, the people you love, right? And the people that you work for. And so as long as the mission is singular, all the other shit is just bullshit.
Yeah.
I love it that you brought up the part about your vision because, like you said, it is personal. You feed a story the way you want to feed it to people. You don't want anyone to necessarily come back to you and chop it down, clean it up in their end. You know, like, oh, I want it this way. Not the way you want it. It's the way you're giving it. That's it.
Yeah, it's, again, a very, very, very specific thing. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has their way about how they go about the business, but the business has changed so much where most of these boys just want to be on TV.
Yeah.
Most of these folks just want to do podcasts. Most of these folks just want to be analysts. You know what I mean? And listen, nothing wrong with that. Make your money. But the idea of what we do and the discipline of what we do and what it was and where it's going, it's changed so much that when you see people who do what I do, it becomes foreign almost. And when you negotiate with these different places, the papers, the magazines, everything, it's becoming clearer and clearer as the years go on how foreign it is to sit down and do real interviews, to sit down and do real profile work, investigations, anything of the sort. And so the LA Times always made sense because it's one of the last real sports departments in America. I mean, I grew up reading the Philadelphia Daily News and Inquirer in Philadelphia, reading the scholars of this work or the sports page and hoping I could get there one day. Those places don't exist for real anymore, right? And so it's kind of an honor to be at GQ, to make history at GQ, to do everything I did there in such a short time and to turn right back around and to see this is waiting for me. You know what I mean? So definitely God's time and definitely a blessing. So I couldn't be happier, brother.
Let's get into sports from Philly. Obviously, you're a Philly fan, everything. Talk to us about your season with the Eagles this year, because I know y'all niggas is
You guys are having a blast with that one.
Yeah, man.
I'm actually happy for you guys. I like Eagle fans. They get a bad rap for stuff, but the thing with Philly fans, they're very passionate. They're psychotically passionate about their shit, so you gotta respect it.
I remember the first time I went to a Sixers game in Philly, I was like, I get it. These motherfuckers are crazy.
How we crazy compared to anybody else, though? Like the stereotype is, oh, Philly people, y'all crazy, y'all gonna set shit on fire, but like,
who's else doing that, right?
You brought up the fire, not me.
Anytime some white people win a NHL championship, a Stanley Cup or some shit, they burn their whole goddamn city down.
Yep.
I don't see no problem with what we do in Philly, except the boy who ate the horse shit. He was wilding. He was definitely wilding. He was definitely wilding.
Man, listen, the Eagles are killing this year, though, man. Like, I'm happy Jalen Hurts is him.
I'm happy he just getting the respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm happy he just getting the respect. That's all I really care about. I mean, he's such a, from what I've come across, such a humble bull. You know what I mean? So, like, it's nice that a lot of folks who hated on him for a very long time and talked a lot of shit about him in the press, everywhere else, they got to eat crow for at least a good 10 games. No matter what, he getting paid.
Yeah.
So he did his job.
He's been a pro throughout all this. The first 2 years, you never heard a bad thing from him on the mic. Never heard anything.
Your teammates don't say nothing. Your coaches don't say nothing. Nobody got a bad word about you across 3 different lines of football: high school, college, etc. Right? It's tough. Now I can't say what the man do. I'm just saying from teammates, coaches, etc.
Yeah.
Good rep.
Yep.
Good rep on him. Good head on his shoulders.
Talk about the Sixers. I know we watched a couple of Sixers games.
It's not basketball season. I don't watch the Sixers. It's not basketball season.
When's the basketball season?
After football season.
That's true.
That's correct.
After February, that's
Basketball season don't start till Christmas.
okay. And even then, that's just preseason. Because the season really starts in February.
All-Star game.
Yeah, after All-Star game is when the season
All-Star
really
game
starts.
season start.
Yeah.
And you wake up and your team is ass or they great. No more, no less.
Nope.
Don't lie about it.
Nope.
But we a little hurt, so.
Listen, it happens, man. It happens.
We on the rise though.
Yeah.
Sam Hinkie dream still alive. Don't worry about it.
I mean, you guys do have a menswear icon on your team, PJ Tucker.
We got a few.
Yeah, we do. But PJ Tucker's the main one. PJ don't do nothing but get fits off, and I respect it.
He gonna get fits off and get no points, and I respect that
Okay.
too. Man, 38 getting checks.
Okay.
Can't hate him.
0 points, 4 rebounds, 3 pairs of Nikes. That's
In the game.
That's a stat line for the game.
Okay. And they some dead stocks too. You know,
And he got one-on-ones, man. You gotta
Okay.
respect it.
you gotta love it. Talk about soccer, because that's kind of like what we're here for in a sense. But how'd you get into it, and who's your team? I know these answers, but let the people know.
The world's gonna hear from you how you ended up.
Of a Manchester City fan, formerly almost. I have a good story about this. Hold on.
We got time. I need to drink some water. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do y'all cut around this? Yeah. Or
You
not?
can, but don't
right.
worry about it. We listen. The people. It's for the people. They don't care.
All right. So when I was in college, some boys on our team, cross country team, track team, very into soccer, played in high school, all that kind of shit. I think it was Queen Park Ranger versus Manchester City. That famous 3-2 ended in a 4-3 game when they won like the 90th minute.
The Balotelli joint.
Man, seeing all them black folks, Balotelli, Yaya Toure, all these brown folks going crazy, it was hard. One, I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know folk was getting sturdy in the Prem, for real. I didn't even know it was going down like that. You know what I mean? So to see that and to see it was going crazy, nah. I had to be a fan. In recent times, since I got the GQ, I interviewed the GOAT. Come on, Uncle TT. You know who it is, right?
Yeah.
Talking to him almost a year ago, Thanksgiving last year, he very much was offended by the fact that I was a Manchester City fan. Very offended. Like, going through the interview, we ended the interview, we in hoodies, we talking about the past, you know what I mean? Really breaking it down.
Yeah.
And he said, well, he asked me, who you? I said, well, I can't go against Yaya Toure. And he said, you disrespected me. More or less, you disrespected me. When you tired of disrespecting me, you know who to root for.
Yeah.
So when the season over and one more chip go up, you know what I mean? Shout out to all the homies back in London. We gonna go up for the Gunners. Easy money.
So you hear it now. Tyler's an Arsenal fan.
On record.
Pending.
Pending.
Arsenal fan. Okay.
Pending.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of hate about that, but it's all right. Pending.
Listen.
Pending.
It makes so much sense. I mean, Arsenal. I mean, obviously, I was born in London, moved to Baltimore, whenever. But Arsenal's always like the culture club, right? Like it made sense. Like growing up, like TT was there. He's playing basketball back in like 01, 02. Spike Lee's an Arsenal fan. It's like Arsenal's always had like the cool people that were Arsenal fans, but also you have your bad people like Piers Morgan, Osama bin Laden, Priti Patel, all Arsenal fans.
Is she really an Arsenal fan?
Pretty?
Oh, you guys are mudded. I'm sorry, man.
Queen
you
Elizabeth,
got.
yeah.
I knew about Queen Elizabeth. The royal family also, man. That's a bad look.
I don't know them.
I'd say the royal family is more of a bad look than Osama bin Laden.
That's not my ministry. I don't know them.
Respect
only
that.
royal family in Philadelphia is Tierra Whack and Meek Mill. I don't know nobody about that, man. Come on. I don't know
I'm gonna
nobody
salute
that
that
way. All I know is when I was talking to TT, he more or less was like he became a fan of Arsenal himself. You know what I mean? Like while playing, seeing who was a fan of it. He was like, I've never really experienced something like this.
Yeah.
And he said his only regret in his whole career was not being able to like watch a goal as a fan as Arsenal for the first time. Like watch himself kind of get a goal. You know what I mean? So like it's the real deal. It's the real deal about it. So I'm with it.
Let's backtrack a little bit. You mentioned Thierry Henry. Talk about your favorite interview like that you've ever done.
That's tough.
Give us a couple. Give us a couple.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That way you don't got narrowed
Yeah.
down to the best one. You got your best few.
I feel like at least like I'll give a few, yeah. I mean the Cam Chronicles stuff, that like 9-10 month situation, that was beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of different interviews, a lot of different states, a lot of different places I've never been in my life. And to really do that, to hang with him, the family, that's unforgettable. For real, for real. I mean, there was a moment at the end of that. Anytime I do a big project, me and my homies from college kind of get up, go somewhere and celebrate.
Yeah.
And the eve of the Cam Chronicles coming out for the Ringer, we were in the mountains near where I went to college, King's College, up in the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area, the Poconos.
Okay.
It was about 11:30, 11:55 at night. You know what I mean? Some real deep hours getting into. We was getting fucked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my phone had rang. And I said, who could be calling me this time of night?
In
We
the mountains.
celebrate. In the mountains.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Cecil Newton, Cam Newton daddy. And Cecil had been calling my phone crazy from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Right? It was a very beautiful but contentious relationship. Both, for him, he was trying to get somewhere, and for me, I was trying to tell a story. Night before, Cecil looks me over this phone and says, yo, if you embarrass my family, I'll pay, paraphrasing, $2 million to ruin your career. I said, Cecil, I'm so flattered that I will be worth so little to you and your family to get me the hell up out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow bright and early on publish day. And hung the fuck up. I ain't never heard from them since then, besides a few butt dials.
That is amazing. That is an amazing
So
story.
definitely that experience, because again, so many places I've never been in my life, so many things I've never seen in my life, and I had never done a narrative style podcast like that ever. Never even tried to. And so it was cool to be able to have some freedom to get some of that done, and a lot of freedom just to see some experiences, right? It's hard not to say LaMelo Ball at GQ.
Drinking my water.
It's hard not to say LaMelo Ball at GQ.
Mm-hmm.
In a similar way, it's all about the experience. You know what I mean? That was an experience. Any of these GQ sets are really big and they cost plenty of money. And, depending on how big the print spread is, it's a lot of people on set. For this shoot, they had rented out the Hornets arena. And the Hornets kind of, gave some access. We took some pictures in there. It was a really, really beautiful setup. Melo had been in there for like 9-10 hours, did a bunch of videos, everything like that. But during the process, you have a certain allotted amount of time, sometimes in the magazine world, to sit down with the subject. Melo did his pictures. Melo did the videos. Melo was supposed to kick it the next day, but he won the Rookie of the Year that day. So instead of finding me where he was supposed to find me in the Hornets arena after practice, he skirted off in the Lambo and drove home. And so I had to wait 4 hours that afternoon, 5-6 hours that afternoon, outside of his door in the condominium building. An hour outside with like some Cameroonian AAU basketball players, you know what I'm saying, just vibing the fuck out. Got inside the lobby, waited down there for a half hour, got upstairs to his manager room. That boy said, I don't know where he at. I said, that's your job. Went back downstairs to go to Melo's room to find out where he was, and waited outside that room for about, 2-3 hours with him and a different manager. Watching TikToks.
He was hanging out with Vincent Bubakar.
An hour, like a half an hour after that, I get a text from the first manager saying, oh, Melo downstairs. I say, how that's possible? I'm outside his room. How did he get downstairs? So he got a backslide to your room? I go back downstairs. He comes out the elevator, holding the Rookie of the Year trophy. And we sit on that balcony, drank smoothies in the middle of the night, and talked about his life. That's a wild little boy right there, man.
Yeah.
I tell you what. So LaMelo definitely up there too.
Melo, Cam, insane. Because it's funny because when you think about these athletes, you just have to realize they're also human too. Like
Regular people.
I think people, when we look at these athletes, we see them on TV, we see them do what they do on a Sunday or whatever day that they play. People think they're large in life. They just breathe the same air as you, and they just
Regular people with a irregular type of access to life. You know
Cam
what I
is
mean?
the most interesting one that you even mentioned because think about how much of a lightning rod he was during those 2-3 years. The year that they went to the Super Bowl, and the year right after, and everyone was just praying for his downfall.
Not 2-3 years. His whole career.
His whole career, but I'm
his
saying he
whole
was like
career.
really, really under the microscope. That MVP year, the Super Bowl year.
Cam was at Florida, bro.
I remember that. I'm not gonna say what happened, but I
Yeah.
remember that.
He was at Florida.
Won a chip at Auburn.
Yes.
Undefeated. One of the greatest Heisman seasons we've ever seen in
That's
football.
probably like freaking high. It's probably one of the best college seasons, flat out.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Ever.
Cam was nice. Cam was
On the
like that.
soccer tip, while I was at GQ, I did 3 big soccer stories. One on Marcus Rashford.
Yep.
One on Kevin De Bruyne, right before the Champions League for Manchester City.
Mhm.
And one on Sadio Mane, right after the African Cup of Nations win.
Yep.
Sadio was amazing. The time was really short, and the situation was really precarious. He was just getting off the plane to America when he had just gone to Bayern. We were in the basement of like a really nice hotel in DC. It was a crowd outside the hotel waiting for everybody. They didn't flock to anybody but Sadio. You know what I mean? Like bunch of uncles on the corner in flip flops, smoking cigarettes, holding scooters, waiting for their son 2-3 hours late while they was on the tarmac and shit. So that was a special situation. You know what I mean?
Imagine if they brought Sadio out to West Harlem. It would have been a wrap.
I was gonna take him to a Senegalese restaurant, Bukum,
Yeah.
in DC,
Yeah.
and security was not rocking with it. He was rocking with it, but they was super not rocking with it.
The restaurant would have loved it too.
They was big rocking. They closed the whole place down. He's a hero, man. Closed
That's
the
what I'm
whole
saying.
place down. They was ready for it.
Mane is like in Senegal, man. That guy, because I remember early in the summertime, had a Senegalese Uber driver, and we was talking about football. And he was like, "Oh, you watch Mane?" I was like, "Yeah, I watch Mane." He was just like, "That's a hero." Like he basically just like,
That's
he
literally
literally
the only way you
like
can
went
put it
off
from.
like a
Yeah,
good
for
10
sure.
minutes talking about Sadio. So I think it's another cool thing about sports too. Is just like obviously we watch it, we consume it, we work in the sports, but we don't realize like this impacts so many people like on such a smaller level back home. Like just seeing what Mane's done back home, like you realize like this is he's a hood hero. Like he's literally
Fully.
a hood hero. Yeah.
Uncle TT, same thing. Same thing, Uncle TT, man. Like even on the other level, De Bruyne. I mean, I had to get up 4 or 5 in the morning, talk to his daddy on FaceTime. He barely understand what the hell I'm saying. I'm reading these Belgian newspapers, trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But in the same extent, this guy like left his whole family, went to an academy, 13, 14 years old, in the middle on the other side of Belgium, got made fun of almost every single day, but was a star. I mean, antisocial and also like is who he is, so like wasn't the friendliest, you know what I mean? And like his foster family out there wanted to send him back. Like he was a problem. It was his only chance to play soccer, and it was his whole family's lives at 16 years old was dependent upon if he did or did not have an attitude. That's a very insane gamble. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous.
Same with Mane. He's sneaking away from home, from his village, risking getting beat up by his imam father before he died and his mother and the rest of the village just to go to the middle of his country to get the best chance possible to play soccer.
Yeah.
Just to try to make it out.
I think
He's trying to make it out.
I mean, even today, when like I saw Vincent Boubacar take his shirt off, I think that was when I realized, like, not even I realized, because I obviously have known, but it's like, this means so much more to these dudes, man. Like, this means the world. Like, yeah, they got knocked out, but man, listen, this is everything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't bust. Like, that's when he was saying, like, yo, I'm better than Salah. I was just like, I don't disagree with you. Like, I mean, if you believe it,
He's the one putting the work in. He knows firsthand how he is. His teammates know how he is.
you know a crazy fact about him, about Vincent Boubacar? He scored 10 goals in international competitions this year.
That's a lot.
8 in AFCON, 2 in the World Cup. And he only started once today in the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Listen, man, I think one thing I've definitely learned being around folks like this who've had so much life experience, who've been so many different places.
Yeah.
Men like Sadio Mane don't come around very often.
Yeah.
When you make so much money like that, when you command the respect of multiple countries, multiple languages, and it doesn't seem to like affect you, or at least you are polished enough when you present that it won't affect you. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate athletes who do get affected, that aren't robots, who give us a bit of themselves and their families and their culture, their creeds, everything else, right? But somebody who is unshakable in that level of pressure, nothing like it. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne told me a story about how they would do saliva tests for him before games, before practices, before any high-stress moments while he played for Manchester City in the tunnels. and his heart rate would be normal every single time. Going out for a derby, it's perfect. He's going out to get married, it's perfect. He didn't even cry when his kids were born. You know what I mean? Which is psycho shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the level. I think that's the part of it that when you do this for so long, even though I'm 29, I've been doing this in some respects for 11 years now.
Yeah.
And at a high level, at a blog level, and at a national and international level now. And the one thing especially I've really taken away is that you can really tell who's dedicated to what they do.
Yeah.
Who think of it like a discipline, a religion, or the only thing they can really do. Right? There's a difference in how you prepare, how you train, the quietness of your mind, what you respect, how you go about your business. And somebody like Sadio Mane, I think when a man like that speaks, not too often that man lies.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So I'll take him over Salah too. Shit, fuck that.
I got a question for you before we get into rapid fire. We've seen the U.S. men's national team play. One of the things about me, like I saw, was like how I said it before the tournament, that this midfield three is probably the best, one of the best in the whole entire tournament. And it's kind of proven to me. And I've seen people like say soccer's boring, whatever. For somebody who got into the sport recently, I won't say recently because it's been 10 years.
10 years. But yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, wait, it's not recent, but
It's not recent.
yeah,
That's it.
but 10 years into the sport, right? How do you think the sport is growing in this country, and what do you think it needs to get to that next level? Because mind you, the World Cup is here in 4 years.
Mhm.
That's a question I always like to ask because, again, you know me, I've been watching this since I was a kid. So
It's a question PR professionals are trying to answer right now,
Mhm.
right? In LA, in Paris, for the Olympics and both, right? For both
Mhm.
the cups coming up. It's tough because America has such a like a purist idea about soccer, right?
Mhm.
Either you were here before a certain time or you knew. And if you knew, we don't fuck with you because you don't get it, right? This ain't basketball. This ain't football. This ain't what y'all do back here. This is an international man sport. We kick this around the court anywhere in the world, right? So the idea, at least for me, for a lot of other folks, is that there's a barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Now, 2022, almost 2023, that's definitely lessened a lot. And I think there being so much parity in major soccer over the last few years, regardless of if Manchester City has been good or not, right? You start to see a certain level of American fascination when you see these underdog teams like, I'm going to say it wrong, but like Leicester, right? Like, that's type of shit where people in America, people in blue-collar cities say, I kind of fuck with that.
Yeah.
What else can we do? It's not going to be 0-0 the whole time. And when you have events like the World Cup, more and more, every single beer that's poured, every single round and leg that gets played, Americans get a little fascinated, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, almost like the craze out west with mixed martial arts, right? So many people can just tune in whenever they want. There's so much soccer on. It's so available in a way it's never been that it makes it kind of easy now for you to be like a fair weather fan in America for teams that don't, obviously they matter here, but don't matter in the grand scheme on the world stage. If you ask people at Apple, if you ask folks at the MLS, they're desperately trying to make it so that the average American can step in on soccer. New Apple TV deal with the MLS and so many other different things like that definitely show that people is trying, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be alive and seeing the World Cup in America. That's dope. Let's see what happens on the lead up to it. But I definitely think there's still a bit of a mountain. And I don't know when or how many decades it's going to be before men's soccer in this country actually really, really takes off, especially in the way and with like the real fandom that like certain pockets of women's soccer in this country have and around the world. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
It's a question I've been trying to figure out myself too, because like, I done seen every iteration of Champions League. I done seen every iteration of everything, Premier League. Like we saying, we watch fast soccer. Like I remember 04 AFCON. I'll never forget the 04 AFCON. It was me, my dad, my brother. We went to my uncle's house. We all huddled up over the fatback TVs. Like this is like the real heavy
Old
TVs.
school Jones.
Yeah, so we
200 pounds for a 27-inch TV.
So we got like 15, 20 people just huddled watching like this dusty, grainy like TV, right? I remember the 2020 AFCON right before the pandemic hit. I was watching it on my phone. I was walking around Soho watching AFCON on my phone. I'm like, to see in 18 years how much has changed.
Yeah.
Like we've come a long way.
Even think about the MLS Cup this year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they built that stadium in Philadelphia when I was an intern at the Inquirer in 2013 and right before that, right? Like I watched that stadium come to be. Jim Curtin's been the coach since day one.
Yeah.
And now he's in the MLS Cup, right? Like these people who have made really long-lasting like effects in local communities like Philadelphia and even like LA between FC and the other roster, obviously like It's clear it's here. Between Seattle and Portland, the Columbus Crew, what used to be happening with the New England Revolution and all the teams over here, even the fervor with the New York teams, right?
Yep.
Like, it's clearly something here. I don't know how you make it bigger, because I don't know how you make any sport in this country bigger than the Big Four.
Based like it's always gonna be football number one. Football
Always, no matter what. Ask
football.
anybody who worked at the NBA. It'll always be football.
Always football.
Football is legit a drug in this country because it stops for what, 4 or 5 months. That preseason kick comes back in, everyone's ready.
Fuck the preseason, bro.
The draft
we
even.
hype for draft right now.
That's
we
true.
in week 13 and people already looking at who they want to draft. I'm sure even before that, like I've seen Ravens fans talking about, we want to get this receiver. I'm like, bro, we in week 6.
We gotta make the playoffs.
What you mean? What you mean looking for a
It
receiver?
never ends.
It
never
doesn't.
ends. I mean,
it doesn't.
From an idea about business, in the same way, the NFL is moving offices to LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the business of what we're doing is becoming very, very specific. Everybody's trying to cash in on it's a big pot of money.
Yeah.
It's the same pot of money in some
Yeah.
respects, right? Streaming, subscribers, everything in between. They're trying to cash in on a certain market of people who they think don't watch the news anymore or don't watch TV anymore. Trying to make sports as accessible as possible for you when it's not on your phone. I mean, I don't know how you really do that though, but that ain't my ministry, ain't my business. So I ain't paid to figure out how to make people watch sports. But I do know no matter what, it's gonna be real hard to beat football.
So hard. Let's get into rapid fire questions. Let's have fun.
That's some fun.
Yeah. Give us your top 5 rappers of all time. Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah. I'm an asshole. This is what I do. So, yeah.
I definitely don't have 5 strong off top all time.
See, look how stumped he is. So I love these questions.
Let me see. Kendrick in there for sure.
Okay. Of
Black Thought in there for sure.
course, you from Philly.
3K in there for sure.
Okay.
Rose in there for sure.
Okay.
Mm.
One more.
Meek in there for sure. I mean, I'm gonna have to give it that way. I'm
You
gonna have
gotta
to give it
the
that
hometown
way.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's nobody topping Nicki on the female side of rap. It's the GOAT.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Give us your top 3 dream interviews.
I don't have none. I'm honest when I say this, and I think people very frequently, I think when you do the job that I do and you kind of hold, I suppose, some of the status I've held in the last decade in this industry, I don't have a dream interview. I feel very blessed to say that, like, I've done a lot. Just turned 29 recently. I've done a lot. And so it's hard for me to believe that, like, right now, there's somebody out there where I'm like, let me drop everything I'm doing. If I'm getting married tomorrow, I'm gonna go kick it with LeBron instead. You know what I mean? Like, that part of it don't mean that much to me, right? I think for somebody like me and for somebody who wants what I want, which is to change how we think about the black athlete in this country and worldwide, that's a lifetime's worth of work. A genuine lifetime's bounty of work, right? It comes with a lot of different mediums, documentaries, books, podcasts, newspapers, print and not, right? So, like, it's hard to ever really sit down and be like, yeah, give me Bron. Yeah, give me Cap. Yeah, give me Crystal Dunn. You know what I mean? Like, I have favorites for sure, but, like, the news ain't so linear where every single year y'all can ask me the same shit and I'm going to give y'all an answer, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm fascinated by the craft. I'm fascinated by how sharp my sword can get before I turn 50. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fascinated by being the best in the world at what I do, and for there never to be a question about it, because that's the only thing that I do. Like, I'm not in the game to, like, stack medals or trophies or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in the game because I care about it. I'm in the game because I want the game to be better. I'm in the game to criticize the game, to criticize the people who like the game, to make the game better. You want, to me at least, I want journalism and sports journalism to feel like how rappers feel about their craft and hip hop, how ballers feel about their craft and they sport. It's a sport to me, right? Mm-hmm. It's competitive. I don't want anyone to ever have my spot unless they earned it, because I had to fight every single day to get what's mine for me and my family. That's not to say can't nobody have it. You're welcome to take it if you want, but you gotta earn it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta earn it. It's space out here for everybody to eat and eat full. But, like, I just really don't have the dream to sit down with any one person. I have the dream for my name to mean something when I'm done. and for when I hit the box for my name to mean something. You know what I mean? Like, that's really all you got in the world. No matter how much bread I make, how much anything I do. If my name don't mean shit, it don't matter, right? Like, nothing else could ever be more important than that in terms of the craft and the discipline of what I do, right? My work is for my constituency, for the people, for what folks want to see in major mainstream news organizations that have never given a fuck about the black athlete. My job is to be a sledgehammer to make space for the rest of us. My job is so that when I'm 45 and hopefully when I'm 35, 5 of me could work at every major newspaper in America. That's my only goal. I don't care about nobody else and nothing else if it does not correspond to that. I genuinely mean that, because it's nothing. It shouldn't be nothing bigger than that. I don't care to be on TV. I don't care to tweet. I don't care to really be on pods like that. I do this because that's my family, you know what I mean? And I do this because it's important to supplement the things that you do, right? I'm not stupid enough to know that folks don't give a fuck about what I do and where I move. But I'm also not stupid enough to know that folks don't give that much of a fuck about it, because neither do I. So every now and again, it's good to poke your head out, you know what I mean? But like, I don't care about myself enough to ever think that somebody I'm chasing is bigger than something I'm chasing. I mean,
Amazing. I want to make this light though, because damn. I want to laugh.
That was all facts though.
Yeah, it was facts. I'm like thinking like, damn, like now I'm stumped. Give me top 5 movies of all time. Yeah.
Get him back on track.
Get back on track.
Damn. It's definitely not gonna be accurate for me. Yeah, I definitely don't know. Head of State is my favorite. Is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
The Rush Hour series is my favorite group of movies ever.
Listen,
It's a perfect trilogy.
Before you get into that, I saw somebody the other day say that Bad Boys is better than Rush Hour. You're a
That's not
liar.
true.
You're definitely going to
Not
hell.
true.
And
Not
number
true.
3,
Will Smith don't even. Anyway, listen.
yeah. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm a big Rush Hour guy, and second of all, his name is Sang. It's not Juntao. His name is Sang. Stop saying he's
That's
Juntao.
the crazy thing. People always call it Juntao.
Yes.
It's not Juntao.
It's Sang.
Yes.
Watch the damn movie. His name is Sang.
All 3 Rush Hours, Head of State, and Meek was in, like, what was he in? The Streets, Belly, one of those.
Yeah.
I'll take one of those.
Okay.
No. You know what? Give me The Wood. I take The Wood.
That's a great
There you
movie.
I take The Wood. Yeah,
That's a great movie
I
right
take The
there.
Wood for sure.
Let's see. What else do we have? Rapid fire questions. Trying to think. Favorite menswear brand, because we all know big menswear guys around here. By the way, shout out to Edwin, LBF, also a Philly brand. So shout out to
Is
my
it
boy.
really?
Yeah. So big shout out to Edwin.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right now, I'll give you a lot of what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing a lot of Palace right now.
Okay.
I'm wearing a lot of Amy. Not a lot of Amy. I was wearing a lot of Amy last year.
Yeah.
And earlier this year, but like they not hitting in the same way. The money, the pricing not the right way. You know what I mean? Some of the older stuff is really hitting, but it's not where it should be.
Yeah.
I always got something Gucci on me, no matter what.
Okay.
I think that's essential. Polo, you always need to have something classic. So always stay new gear polo and old gear polo. Always get old rugbies. Always get a new polo suit, no matter what. And Stussy.
Staple.
Those 5 joints usually stay in rotation for me. I either usually got Stussy on. I know I usually got some Gucci on, no matter what. Palace has been a favorite, and New Balance has been busting too. So like, but of the clothing, definitely in there.
Cool. You got any more questions for him?
Best cheesesteak in Philly.
Ishkabibbles.
I knew
If you want a chicken cheesesteak, you go to Ishkabibbles down South Street. If you want a beef steak and you want to live, go to Larry's up City Line Avenue. That's where Kobe went and signed autographs and shit for all the white kids. If you want a steak and maybe you want to risk your life, go to Max's on Broad and Erie or around Erie. You know what I mean? Come with the flak jacket, because they will be at your head. You know what I'm saying? So them 3 joints should do you right.
Okay. You got any more Philly questions for
No,
him?
man, that was the
Philly
one.
Questions? Give us top 5 NBA players of all time.
Well, it's definitely Iverson for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the GOAT. I don't really give a fuck what else y'all saying.
Yeah.
So definitely Iverson. Definitely Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway ain't played long enough, but that skill set was elite.
No Jason Tatum.
Why would it ever be Jason Tatum?
Yeah, no,
how
the
you
real,
feel.
the
Why would it
real,
ever be
the real
Jason
one's no
Tatum?
Markel Fultz.
Listen, I asked him that because I know how he feels about Jason.
Why would it ever be Jason Tatum? Damn. Okay. Give me the dream.
Okay.
Know what I mean? Give me the dream. It's tough to be out here, man. It's tough to be out here, extra Muslim, extra getting it done and getting these chips. You know what I'm
One
saying?
thing I'll say about Hakeem, Houston pisses me off because they've never had a Nigerian night. Ever.
That's crazy to think about.
Never had a Nigerian night. Ever.
Big community down there too.
Yes. And that's why they'll never succeed because us Yoruba warriors are praying against them.
Good.
Exactly.
Keep it up.
So you say Hakeem.
I had a lot of love for Kyrie before the shenanigans.
Yes.
I had a lot of love for Kyrie before the shenanigans, but it's too many shenanigans.
Yeah.
It's too many shenanigans. But listen, that handle is godly or something.
Okay.
There's too many shenanigans.
I gave him that handle. That's
Listen.
different.
But now that handle is haram, so
Yes.
I can't speak on it.
No.
Damn. So we got Ivo, we got Dream,
Penny. 2 more.
I really love guards, man. It's really tough. I'm gonna give you a new guard. I really, 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 really love Darius Garland.
I knew that was the answer.
Darius Garland, dog, is just like Kyrie handle was crazy, but like the package with the layups wasn't always as crazy. It was definitely crazy, but not always crazy. Darius Garland, to be a young boy, is so put together. He could shoot it from anywhere. He could do anything. He could dribble, and he's so flawless with it.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna pick another guard, definitely give me Gary Payton.
That's nice. I like
Definitely give me Gary Payton.
People really forget how good Gary Payton was.
If I'm gonna give another player, Dennis Rodman for sure.
That's another one.
It's an icon. It's an icon. Nobody. I appreciate hard work. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Nobody worked harder than Dennis Rodman at his one singular craft.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be great at everything in basketball to be a pro to win chips. But like, ain't nobody out rebound that ball when he's on the floor,
Not
man.
in
So
the
I
slightest.
can respect that.
That's it. I want one more thing. Give us your top 5 black quarterbacks of all time.
Vic for sure.
Okay.
Randall for sure.
Mm,
Cam got to be in there because so many white folk was mad at him.
yeah.
Cam, Vic, and Randall for sure. Okay. It's definitely not Donovan McNabb. He is a sucker.
Shout out Terrell Owens, by the way. Whoever
Definitely
he is.
shout out to Yo. Definitely shout out to Yo. That's my quarterback. Definitely shout out to Yo.
Yeah.
Man, Lamar is godly for real, man.
I was literally about to jump over this table and slap you, Fiend.
Lamar is godly for real, man.
It's
It's tough, man. I met some of his family in Pompano Beach. I met some of his family and his people doing a story on him about the ringer that like really are all around him. You know what I mean? And like, he a wild bull for sure, but like it's something authentic about him the NFL doesn't always get.
I remember
So-
when we drafted him, 32nd pick. I usually don't try to get too like over emotional over sports. Like obviously I do. Y'all know my tweets, whatever. But that day, almost cried because I know how nice that kid was at Louisville, and to see like Baltimore's a black ass city. Like Baltimore's black. Baltimore and Philly are cousins, by the way. I 100% believe that's like that.
It's the truth.
Shout out Weebay.
I remember the first time.
Shout out Weebay for
I remember
sure.
the first time I went to Philly. I was like, yo, I'm home. I was like, this is home. But yeah, Lamar fits Baltimore perfectly. I swear to God, if y'all don't give him a contract, I'm going to be pissed.
And I'm going to say one failed black quarterback. Give me Tyrod Taylor, too.
Yes. You know which quarterback I thought was going to make it? Y'all going to laugh?
Look here.
Troy Smith. I had so much faith in Troy Smith. when he
Listen,
was
I
with
love
Ravens.
Geno Smith because he was a quarterback for us.
Yeah.
And he didn't get a fair shake after he got his jaw broke. But I'm happy to see him shine out in Seattle.
Yeah.
Some boys, though, you get your jaw broken in the locker room, you most likely deserve that. So, like, I couldn't rob Gino just off GP off that, man.
You know who else got his jaw broken? Zlatan did.
That's right.
Also, somebody who deserved to get their jaw broken. You know what I'm saying?
By Gucci Onyewu. First of all, if your nickname is Gooch, you got to know how to fight.
On God.
All I
You,
gotta
you
say.
cannot go
On
through
God.
life with a nickname like that and not throw hands.
On God.
No, you
sure.
cannot be 6'4", Nigerian, light skin called Gooch. You
But
have to know how
but
to fight.
you throw one beating down, everyone knows not to call you that anymore.
Yeah, like you call him Gooch out of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't call him Gooch in jest.
Who is the one soccer player both of y'all is willing to put somebody on to they don't know about right now? I'm going to tell you right now who really is saucy for me in a way he should not be.
Like,
Nope.
a current player right
Current
now?
player you got to put somebody on to. Somebody right now who is super saucy for me that should not be this saucy. Jamal Musiala.
The kid is amazing.
Watch that Costa. Listen, man. Watch him against Costa Rica. Just watch him
was
against
so good.
Costa Rica.
That's
Oh my God.
Now I'm on the spot. You got one?
Nah, I'm actually thinking about it.
Uh-huh.
I really want to drop a name. It's like, wow, no one knows about him. Like,
But I think everyone kind of knows.
That's the thing. Everyone knows these days.
I don't know shit. These days,
I got one. I would say there's a kid out there, Lionel Messi. You should just pay attention to him.
Nah.
He'll be in the MLS soon enough.
Miami sometime
Yeah,
soon.
he'll be in Miami soon enough.
I mean, like all the young boys that like at United that like I know of that are
That's
good.
the thing.
It's like I'm not trying to be a
None
weirdo.
of them are good.
No, I'm trying to be a weirdo and tell you some U18 kids.
I guess if I was gonna be a weirdo and give like some kid no one knows about, I would
I
say
don't even know U18 kid. I need somebody who making a starting 11 right now.
Oh,
I need somebody making a starting 11
Makoko
right
and
now.
Dortmund.
Makoko and Dortmund?
For sure. Okay.
Okay.
For sure.
100%. He was on the Germany team this year.
Okay. Trying to be a weirdo and think about
FIFA, my FIFA games told me he's not that nice, but I respect any 17-year-old playing for a major team like that getting starts. So
Yeah.
all love.
I'm trying to think real hard right now. I mean,
My other pick was Noni.
Noni Madueke. I love Noni, but Noni can't stay fit.
That's the
From
thing.
PSV, like a Nigerian kid, born in London, plays in Netherlands. Trying to think. Man, this is gonna piss me off because I should know this off the top of my head, and my brain is
Yeah.
full of
This the
full of
soccer
plays.
show. You supposed to
It
know this
is.
shit.
I know, and that's the thing. Is it's like there's so many of these young talented players. Oh man, I'm gonna go with. I'm trying to think. I'm just gonna go with the 16-year-old from Brazil.
Oh, Elkinson or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's a 16-year-old kid from Brazil. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I forget his name, but he's gonna be probably
Put somebody on. I don't
Yeah.
know his name.
I'm gonna have to Google. I'm gonna have to Google his name because he plays for Palmeiras. Yo,
I can't pronounce it, so I'm out of luck.
So
but
if you guys see him on my phone, excuse
I don't
me.
feel bad. I don't feel bad about mispronouncing
Yes.
names, though. I've had mine mispronounced for 33 years.
Yes, I want to make sure I'm getting his name right because this kid, I've seen him. He scored like twice already for Palmeiras, and it's gonna piss me off that I don't know his name off the top of my head.
He's
But,
already got like what? Everyone chasing him. He's got Madrid and Barcelona
like
after him.
60 million. He's probably gonna go for
60
60 million.
million.
Yeah. Endrick.
16 years old.
Endrick.
Hendrick, there you go.
Endrick.
all right.
Yes. Endrick, 16 years old. Endrick is like supposed to be the next of the Brazilian, like, the number 10s, like the Romario.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wonder kids that come up.
Yeah.
Didn't we say that about Gaby De Jesus?
Yeah, well, you should have seen what they were saying about him in Brazil today. They said that he's not an attacker; he's a world peace guy. Like they were like cursing him out in Portuguese. So.
I mean, listen. All right, y'all soccer boys, answer me this.
okay,
I've been trying to figure this out my whole life.
Mhm.
Not my whole life, because he ain't been playing that long, but enough of my life that matter. Is America's favorite black man, Tim Weah, actually good at soccer?
Yeah.
yes and no.
Ooh.
Tim's
So which one is it?
the answer is yes.
It's been yes and no for 2 years.
Yes, Tim's good at football. The problem with Tim is Tim has always been so injury prone
Yes.
that he can't stay consistent. The skill set is there, right?
100%,
The
yeah.
kid, you do not leave America at 14, 15 to go play at PSG's academy. Because let me tell you this much. That PSG academy can't be a bitch to play there. Excuse my French.
Do you know who his dad is? That's all you need to know.
It's not even that. Michael Jordan's going to play.
I was just about to say, all of Michael kids is not doing well right now. Stop playing. I
Yeah.
ain't seen one dunk highlight in 10 years.
Yeah. So
That's true.
Your daddy drink enough tequila, it don't matter who your daddy is.
listen, also, Tim's brothers played. They didn't make it.
That's true.
I know that.
Yeah, Tim had brothers who played.
That's true. You are right.
They're professional to a point, but yeah.
I believe in Tim right now.
Tim's good.
Because he got a certain taper fade that I respect.
Yeah.
And so because of that, he feels
Yeah.
anointed.
But for me, Tyler Adams is the best player on the team.
For sure.
Tyler Adams is the best player on the team. Weston, like I said, you don't play Juventus week in and week out and not be good. I don't care if Juventus are going through financial crisis. It's
On
still
God.
Juventus.
On God.
Or Weston plays for them and scores in Champions
That
League.
whole midfield three is probably, you could make a case for top 3 U.S. players right now.
Yeah, Tyler, Weston, Eunice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it damn sure not Christian Pulisic.
yeah, and I'm not going to get into
You
that.
can say that louder. I
I don't know what y'all fans do on this, you know what I mean? But like, I don't respect that, man.
All I know is that Freezing Cold Takes retweeted my tweet because I said that he's not top 5 on the team, and they got mad. I was like, bro,
I'm very
listen.
glad I've been suspended this week because I wanted to tweet that entire game up until the goal, and I'm like, you guys are just trotting him out there for the sake of trotting him out there.
Maybe y'all can tell me this. Why do white people like Christian Pulisic? Is it just because he a white boy who runs moderately fast?
I'm gonna tell you this.
What is it?
I'll
Because
start-
he smelled like Chelsea reject to me.
I'll start with one thing. So, like you said, what America needs, the PR machine, he's
For
had
sure.
that behind him
For sure.
since that move to Chelsea.
Any white boy with an American Eagle tattoo on their shoulder is definitely one of God's children.
I'm going to tell you this much. I went to Hershey, Pennsylvania to go profile this man, right? I went to Hershey, PA.
I remember this, yeah.
Yep.
It all makes sense. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to watch that, go CBS Golasso.
Also, if you ain't never been to Hershey, once you get there, it do make sense. I promise you that.
Well, I'm going to tell you this much. You get all I'm saying. You Google my name, Tosin McKinday, CBS Sports Golasso, and Christian.
Google
Pulisic
my name.
It'll come up. You'll see why. Like I got there, the first thing I saw was a Trump sign. I was like, okay, all right, it makes sense now. It's like I'm cool on this. I'm cool on this. You got any more soccer questions for us before we get out of here? I'm enjoying being interviewed.
Y'all enjoying being interviewed. Yeah. If you a casual like me, see, even though I'm somebody, especially with soccer, there's so much on. Yeah, I'm somebody who I got the premium YouTube TV, record them games. Like I watch them at 5 a.m. when I'm watching like a bunch of other games I got saved. Like I'm just such a fan of it that I'm now just starting to kind of be able to understand some nuances and really be able to talk about it well. Like if you a casual who's turning into a real fan, like overnight, right? Yeah. What league right now are you telling them to watch? Because everybody watches the Prem. Woo! But between German soccer, Italian soccer, and Spanish soccer, it's some great soccer out there.
You want to do the plug, or do you want me to do it?
Do the plug.
Watch Paramount Plus. Let me stop. No. Let me joke.
There's a 3-week trial, 7-day trial for it.
That's just jokes. Really though, I love Serie A. I genuinely feel like that right there. Like Serie A has become. I used to watch Serie A in the '90s when like everybody was in Serie A, like when they had the money. But right now, I think La Liga, there's talent there. La Liga's always been like a very technical league. Yeah. It's just obviously you have your power hitters, which are Real Madrid and Barcelona.
It's a 2-horse league though, so eventually there's no competition. There's no just such parity there. What are you gonna do? Yeah,
Bundesliga obviously is Bayern Munich and like friends. Still a very good league.
When it's not Bayern Munich versus friends,
exactly. Ligue 1, I love Ligue 1. So for me, it's between Ligue 1 and Serie A. Like obviously PSG is like the top dons in Ligue 1. Yeah. But for me, when I watch Serie A week in and week, I'm like, this is an insane league. Like I remember the last week.
I definitely don't watch no French soccer.
At all. Like when I was watching, I think Napoli's last game was like 3-2 or 4-3. Like Serie A, like
they played Atalanta. That was the last game before the.
They do not give a shit about defending anymore in Serie A. Like back in the '90s, Serie A was known for defending. Now they just score all the time.
I don't have an Italian team at all.
That's the thing about it. I have an Italian team because of a
Who's your Italian team?
Napoli, because of Osimhen.
That makes sense.
To me, right now, outside of City, Napoli plays the best football in the whole entire world. Outside.
I'd say the biggest thing.
Folks have been on it though, for sure. Yeah.
I'd say the biggest thing about anyone getting into football right now, don't pick a team. Just watch any league. Just consume as much as you can.
Nah, man, I'm a Philadelphian. We live and die by the sword in some respect. So you're gonna have to give me somebody.
If I had to tell you a league, easy runaway Serie A. No question. Prem is Prem because there's so much. I mean, the quality is good, 1 to 20. Like,
but the marketing
and the marketing is great for them. It's you have the access to watch it. However, Serie A's got the deal with CBS now. You get to watch it a lot better. But the league is great.
It's fun, man. It's fun.
Ever since Juve's reign of terror ended, you've had Inter win Serie A, you had AC Milan, and now Napoli look like they're going to run away and win it. And it's not just like run away and win it. They're playing entertaining football.
They can beat you in any sort of way, too. They beat the shit out of Liverpool. They'll grind out wins. They've done like, I remember they played against Roma and Osimhen scored like the 80th minute. So they can beat you 1-0. They'll beat you 4-0. They can beat you 4-3. They'll beat you 5-4. So they beat you however way they want to. So I'm having fun watching that league. And there's a lot of like really, really good talents that shown out to me in the World Cup. Like the center back from Serbia, Milinkovic. Like he did well. So they got a lot of talent, man. Like I think the one thing with football is like fans are very tribal and try to like stick to their league.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm just like, bro, enjoy the sport, man. Like I've even watched Brazilian league because I'm a sicko. I watch Argentinian league because I'm a sicko.
Argentinian league's fun though. There's a lot of violence in that shit.
Argentinian league, man, they don't give a damn about anything but violence.
All South American soccer, they don't give a shit about nothing. They
do not care.
Come on,
it's just straight violence. You know, it's a really good league that like I might have to start watching next year.
What's up?
The J League, the Japanese league.
Yeah,
the Japanese players. Like after watching them in this World Cup, I'm like, you know what, man.
But man, they be going hard. They be going hard, man.
Yeah,
they don't want to die out there. They be going hard.
Yeah.
Them and the Muslims, they be going hard. I ain't gonna hold you on that, man. People's ready to die.
Someone tweeted all the people of Allah are succeeding this World Cup.
That's feels.
Yeah.
That's feels. Yes. Somebody called him a dog and said, on the day of judgment, you're going to get judged for saying that you're a dog. So, yes. Very, very harsh. How do you feel about the World Cup so far? Round of 16 starts tomorrow. By the time this comes out, it's going to be dated, but whatever. What do you think about
It's been a fun World Cup. You know, I can't hold you as somebody who definitely really cares about a lot of the human aspects of how athletics happens. I wasn't really about to watch. You know what I mean? Like, we had a conversation about this. Like, I wasn't really about to watch. It didn't feel... I know people really gas this shit when they say shit like this, like, oh, you know, Kaepernick did, I ain't about to watch football. You fucking lying. Y'all watch football, dog.
Yeah.
But like for real, I was definitely conflicted in how I was going to watch because I'm a sicko. I was going to watch.
Yeah.
It was no way around it in some ways between like occupation and spirit. Like I was going to watch, right? But it didn't feel good. First game didn't feel good. Didn't want to watch. It was like, oh, I'm only gonna watch highlights. I won't watch live. Like whatever it gotta be. You know what I'm saying? But about day 3, I was definitely watching on time. It's tough, but like maybe it's the endless optimist. Some of the endless optimism I actually do have about athletics, but like it feels in some ways that like after a decade of protest, a decade of everybody being on and watching and making sure they were right. And that how they interacted with these different political moments around our athletics being consistent too. Now that we've done that for what feels like forever in some respects, when we have never really done it, we're giving credence to women, to any people who are black, anybody who really has a difference with the status quo of how athletics works. Well, we did it and we've been doing it. Now that everybody is tuned in on the issues with beer, on the issues with, you know, anything going on with queer issues and issues with religion or people coming over, with women coming over, the protests, right, in different countries. Even though the host country has been, you know, a little bit on some bullshit, especially in the stadiums, right? Folks have had platforms to talk about their things unabashed in a way that international tournaments, the level of the Olympics, do not get.
Yeah.
I'm not saying something has changed because it hasn't, right? But I am saying that it's different. And with everybody being invested similarly, both in protest and what's going on everywhere else, right? All the different idiosyncrasies, made it a little bit easier to watch soccer, right? Because it feels like a lot of us more than usual are on the same page with the same problem, right? And with that kind of being in the forefront and that taking the first almost week of the games, well, now I can just watch, you know, Korea whip a little bit of Portuguese ass.
I'll tell you something that's really excited me about this World Cup. It's been so chaotic, like especially these last like knockout last 3-day games. I'm like, bro, seeing the Japanese players, like, yo, you won the game with 17.7% possession. Like, what the fuck did we watch?
We don't need the ball to win.
No, not in the slightest. And like, even when I watched just like today, Cameroon, like obviously I want Brazil to win. Brazil didn't play too well, but Boubacar, man, that's a great story. Like, Boubacar's another hood hero, man. Like, people don't remember, he was in 2010 World Cup. He was in 2010 World Cup. He played with Eto'o, who's the president. And there's little stories like that like make me realize that like I've watched the sport for too long, because I remember the 2003 Confederations Cup. That's the last time Brazil beat, Brazil lost to Cameroon 1-0. You know who scored in that game? Eto'o scored. Eto'o's the president for Brazil now. You know who else is on that team?
Look behind you, bud. Right
Yeah,
there.
Eto'o's right there. You know who else is on that team? Reggae Song. You know who's the coach for Cameroon now? Reggae Song.
That was the crazy stat that they put up, that them winning the game or whatever, both times he was involved.
I tweeted that.
Yeah, there you go. Someone said it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm suspended. I just be scrolling these days.
So basically, like, you know, 2003 Confederations Cup, Cameroon played Brazil. They lost 1-0. Today, Brazil lost 2-1. And the coach is Reggae Song. Well, they lost 1-0 again. Yeah. So it's amazing to me see like these coaches, like, and it's something my dad told me, is like, you'll see as you watch more football, like the players that you grew up watching are now coaches. He's like, that's just the way it's always been. My dad's like, I watched Carlo as a player. Carlo's now a coach. He goes, you'll see it. And I was like, watching the World Cup, like, I'll say at least, like, I've seen at least 10 of these coaches play. Like, it's nuts to me. Like, Scaloni, I watched him, Nigeria Coca play with him. And it's like, yo, this is nuts to see, like, these players that we grew up with, like, the sport is just becoming, it is what it is. But
the sport is so global. There's so many people with so many players and so many stories that, like, again, country like this, if it's not something that you have been tapping into, every time you watch a game, you're going to be surprised and shocked and also like have a great time. Even some of these draws have been real fun, man. Like, yo, it's been a real cool experience for somebody who just wants to watch the sport. 3-3
Serbia and Cameroon was a ridiculous game. That was insane. Like that chip Abubakar did, like he put the batter in their back. And it's just like, I saw a 0-0 game in like the first round. I forgot what game it was. It's like, yo, this is fun. You don't have to score. Like, I'm having so much fun doing this. So having
the sport on every 2 hours all day long for multiple weeks will never be a disservice to anybody who wants to tap in.
I was going to ask you, as someone who's relatively new to watching everything, what did you think about the timings that they had, even though it's out in, Qatar?
The timings?
Yeah, for the games watching here in the U.S.
Dog, I am a fucking sicko. I don't care, man. If sports is on at 3 in the morning, I'm finna watch it, dog. I watch dart championships in England at 4 in the morning. It ain't really about to make a difference. I will say, like, on that point though, right? Like, you do this long enough where some of this does become very, a little bit touch and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, since I've been 18, I've been in hundreds of basketball arenas. I've met everybody's favorite athlete more than once. I've ridden on planes with platinum rappers and owners of teams, sat courtside with players, you know what I mean, at playoff games. At a certain point, this just becomes your regular every single day. And I think it's very hard to contend with that because we don't often, especially if you come from where we come from, you don't often have access to worlds like that. And every single day, when that is your every single day, and it's so intrinsically different from what your every single day was, you either stop taking it for granted or you learn why. You know what I mean? And so a lot of my experience at GQ, a lot of traveling around the world for almost 2 years and just meeting the biggest luminaries of what they do, it really helped me in both positive and in some negative ways slow down. You know what I mean? Like, I was being forced in some ways to run around the country every single week. New York to LA, LA to the South back to, you know what I mean? Like, doing multiple different projects. And I think it just wears you out. Just wears you out. And either you don't want to do it no more, or you want to find a different way to do it. It don't take so much from you, right? I think through that experience, it's hard not to love sports still, right? If you still want to be in it, because people who were close to me were very much like, yo, you do this for a living. You should have fun, and much more fun watching the thing that is your profession. Now you got me at 4 a.m. watching darts, dog. What you want me to do?
Last question before we get out of here, Tyler. 90th minute, you score a winner, right? Lift up your shirt. What does your message say in your shirt?
Oh man! All right. Well, let me take the first 5 things off the board. Let me take about 5 more things off the board too. All right. Damn, that's tough. That's tough. Damn, that's tough. I don't know. What's your shit say?
My shit?
What's your shit say? 90th minute, you pull your motherfucking shirt
I don't know.
up.
Depends on the mood. Right now, I ain't got nothing. You're just gonna see my bare chest. You ain't gonna see a shirt.
What Stormzy say? This for my niggas who ain't make it to the Prem. That's what it's saying.
Okay.
That's what it's saying.
Mine would say every Hendo needs a Gerard. And that's it. That make if you understand it.
Yeah, I mean that one I get.
But I like that one. For all my niggas that make it to the Prem. That's a great song, by the way.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I forgot one more thing before we get out. One more thing. What are you listening to right now?
Definitely the Stormzy album. It was unbelievable. People who really rock with me like that definitely know I'm sadly way too much of a British rap head, rhyme and drill head. I listen to a lot of Nucks, man. That boy really go crazy.
I'm from London, and he's
really
put me
go
on to
crazy.
people from London. That's the
It's
craziest
really
thing.
crazy. I mean, even when I go there and hang with the homies who there, as infrequently as I've been there, like Nucks, man. Like the people really go crazy. Like real industry Nucks. For real. It's just very, very groovy shit.
This is great.
So him, a lot of Vince Staples, a lot of Motivation Meek. You know what I mean? It's a lot of congrats texts back to back coming through the phone. A lot of Motivation Meek. You know what I mean? Gonna Wanna. Yeah, man, I think you need a good mix of everything. We was in Jamaica this summer, so a lot of coffee. You know what I mean? She was rocking out. So a lot of Cleo Soul too from over in London.
Great.
A lot of Cleo
Great
Soul.
taste.
A lot of Cleo Soul from over in London, man. I like to listen to a lot of different shit. You know what I mean? Some days, Barcelona my favorite place in the world, so I got a specific Barcelona vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll go box and just, for 3 hours, I'm just hitting the salsa in between. You know what I mean? So, special out here.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Tyler Tynes. Thank you so much for your time, my brother.
Thanks
Appreciate
for coming
you
on,
so
man.
much.
Appreciate
Thanks for the love. Thanks for the
Of course,
love,
man.
dogs.
And once
Yeah.
again, congratulations to Forbes. Congratulations to LA Times. Killing it. We all know what you do. And can't wait to see the rest of your career, man. I'm
Yeah,
very
that's
proud
right.
of you.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Tyler.
Again, what sports writer you know made the Forbes list, dog? Stop fucking playing. Come on.
Hello. And we're out.
One of
Everyone
one.
take it easy. Peace.
Take your shirt off.